January 9th, 2025. Almost a full year ago at this point. It's Emma Doom's birthday, actually. And it was also the day that I released my debut solo album, Little Wit Skips School. In the story, Little Wit is a good student, and he loves to make music, especially beats. He used to be good friends with Young Love, the other character, and we'd even make beats for him, but now Young Love does his own thing. Wit feels like Young Love always gets everything he wants, and he always sees him skipping school to go and do fun stuff or get food or something. Young Love is a rapper who is super self-confident. During the story, he disses Little Wit often. His character raps on about half the songs on the album. Okay, real spoilers coming up. If you want to understand this video and you want to hear my album, then go listen to that and then come back and watch this video. I'm going to go through the story as a whole, and then I'll dive into a couple things that I learned. There's a couple things to cue you about the story timeline and who is rapping at which point. Young Love's producer tag is the most obvious one.
It's Young Love!
And it lets the listener know that he's rapping. I intentionally named the first song School's Out and the last 7:45 again, because it implies this cycle. All the tracks are either titled school subjects or things about school, except for Love's intro. The class names recreate a similar schedule to the one I've had in the past, with advisory or homeroom periods where I'd have them usually. The rough story sketched out by the album would be: the first half of School's Out, the end of one day, right? Second half, the start of the day of the competition. Science is first period, then advisory. Math is second period. Biggie Bag calls back to Young Love skipping school to get food, specifically a Wendy's Biggie Bag. Then history is third period, business is fourth period, then a lunch break. The fifth period would be art. Even though some of the songs don't even happen at the school, like technically art is a competition, I still count them as like periods or whatever. It's just, yeah. Then advisory part 2, which is similar to advisory part 1. Then psychology would be 6th period, English would be 7th period, choir would be 8th, and then it's all topped off by 7:45. Song 1, Love's intro. Basically, the story starts with a recording of the telltale heart, a metaphor for losing the competition. And then Young Love raps, bragging about himself winning the competition. Essentially, that spoils the whole story, but I decided to do it anyway because without context, you probably won't get it, and when you finally do get it, it will all click. Love's intro has a bunch of little comments about the story, and it starts the album off with some energy. I recorded it towards the end of the album making process, actually. I do enjoy it, but I wonder if because of its intro nature and then it's followed directly by School's Out, which is kind of another intro, if it's like too much, but I like it, so I kept it on there. Song 2, School's Out. The sound of kids talking is interrupted by the bell and the album starts proper. In the first part, Little Wit wishes he was able to act more like Carter, Young Love, and be able to skip school and do whatever he wants. He talks about winning the competition, how he knows this is his big chance, and he thinks that he can win. He knows if he does, he's going to be set for life. Between parts of the song, a dream of sorts interrupts his thoughts, and an old movie dialogue sets the scene for the upcoming competition. In the second part of the song, it's the day of the competition. Wit can't focus in class because all he can think about is the competition. He's forced to sit next to Carter's girlfriend, of course, which is a constant reminder of everything Carter can have that he can't. The refrain at the end of the song exclaims, "You all know that school's out, school's out, school's out," which is kind of the signal that Wit is going to decide to skip school and try and win the competition. Song 3, Science. The next song puts us almost in a different dimension. I recorded this song before the album even truly started and I didn't do the whole story, but I feel like it still fits because this song is about the moment before an artist blows up for the first time. It shows Wit sitting in his chemistry class, dreaming about what he hopes will really happen, him winning the competition. He knows that people are trying to get to him, but he's decided that he's dancing on the high line, flirting with danger and destruction despite what anyone says. Song 4, Advisory Part 1. This next song is one of the two that I recorded as a freestyle. Actually, what's on the album isn't exactly a freestyle, but it's super similar. Really, the final recording is just me interpreting what I said on the freestyle and re-recording it. This song is super personal to me. This song discusses music creation and why I love it. This song is probably one of my favorite songs I've ever made, not even just on the album, and it fits so well into the album because Wit loves music and he wants to do as much as he can with it. The part about the car crashing is a metaphor for how Wit works so hard with his music that he fears he's going to crash. Another important part of the song is where it discusses the past between Carter and Wit. They had struggles at some point, but Wit knew that the music they made truly was good. And this will come up again in several other songs. Song 5, Math. I think the coolest part about Math is the beat. There's a bar of 6/8 and then a bar of 4/4 and then it repeats. This just makes the beat feel super unsettling in a way, which I like. And it's also a reference to math, because 6/8, 4/4, like, whatever. The lyrics in Math discuss how Wit feels alone and how he doesn't know who's truly his friend at this point. This is also the moment he leaves the school and decides to go to the competition. Song 7, History. This song was really unique among the Wit tracks because I punched it in. If you don't know what that is, basically punching in a song is when you rap a bar and then stop recording, think of another bar, rap it. Basically you just repeat this until you have all the bars of the song. I did this in this song because I really wanted it to feel more like a freestyle, but I didn't think that freestyling would do it justice. I just thought if I wrote it, then I would get all in my head and it wouldn't sound good. At this point in the story, we are finally at the competition, and Young Love is walking up to the stand along with all the other rappers, finally ready to perform. Song lyrics reveal that Wit feels he is ready, and as he mentally prepares for the battle, he's brought back to all the times that they freestyled together, him and Young Love, and he is reminded of how he was the one who was making the hits, he feels. He thinks he's totally prepared. Song 8, Business. Similarly, in Business, Young Love proves that he is ready with one of his most intimate songs on the album, proving that he truly does have some flow. I really like the beat for this song, and I even considered pitching the whole thing down, but in the end I kept it the same. I actually sampled a section of this song to a beat I made later. Song 9, Lunch Break. Right at the climax of the album, we take a break. The whole album is really inside of Wit's head, except for just a couple of songs happening outside in the real world. There's even a possible interpretation where all of the Young Love songs aren't actually him, but just what Wit thinks he might say. This song essentially represents a total retreat into Wit's mind. It's essentially a song about his relationship with music. He worries, he doubts himself, he wonders whether being a musician was even worth it. I love the sample here. The beautiful R&B vocals contrast the rap in a way I think is good. The first part of the song ends with a renouncement of his love of music. It all cuts out. But then the birds chirp, and it fades into a deep vocal sample and a danceable beat. The lyrics give hope. Maybe the relationship isn't over. Maybe initially when Wit fell in love with music, he fell too hard. But that doesn't mean he can't get back up. Song 10, Art. Finally, we arrive at the climax of the album. The announcer starts the beat and introduces Little Wit. Then Little Wit starts to rap. He starts off with some good bars, but he gets worried. He messes up a couple bars, but then he starts to gain back some confidence. He goes after Young Love, questioning his motives, calling out his actions, calling out his bad verses. One thing I haven't mentioned at this point in the story is we realize that Little Wit's girlfriend has been cheating on him with Carter. This has kind of been the subtle undertone story that is pretty hard to notice. So this plays into the lyrics of the song as well and explains the heartbroken nature of the last track. Once his verse is finished, the audience cheers, and then the announcer announces Young Love, who he seems so much more excited about. And it kind of makes you think if the competition is a little bit rigged. But then Young Love starts his verse. He uses a demeaning baby voice and starts spouting crap about Wit that you can barely even understand. Little Wit starts to get super defensive in a way that's almost secondhand embarrassment-like, and in the background you can hear him ad-libbing his little responses. He attempts to defend himself, but he obviously gets ignored. The announcer finally presents the winner, of course, Young Love. The crowd cheers and Wit descends into his mind, a total wreck. I love the synth right here, the synth solo that I did, because it almost feels like you're falling and we can really feel that Wit is going to a super dark place, but it's just a super good part of the album in my opinion. Song 11, Advisory Part 2. This song is actually quite sad and dark, and the instrumental gives it a feeling of acceptance, which almost makes it even sadder. When I made this song, I just turned on a deep voice autotune and freestyled it. The whole song is a freestyle. At one point, it comes back to the metaphor of the car from Advisory Part 1, and it fits because in Wit's mind, everything is over. The car's crashed, his music dreams are dead. At the end of the song, there's even a couple lines where Wit says a couple things about being ready, and it's a super dark double entendre. But I just really wanted to put the song in a place where you can understand how Wit is feeling. He's feeling super down about this whole situation. Song 12, Psychology. After the super dark minute and 40 seconds that is Advisory Part 2, we get the song that turns it all around. It starts off with a voicemail recorded by my actual dad, who represents Wit's dad in the story. And it just encourages him and tells Wit that he can make it. My favorite section of the album is actually from this song till the end. I think that it has the craziest instrumentals, sonically it's the coolest, and I love this section of the album. When Wit starts to rap on this song, it is clear that he's returned and is back to his old self. The banging organic drums and quick flow brings us back into Wit's excited story. He has places to be, things to do. The song comes to a slow, and a young child, my younger brother actually, quotes Drake's God's Plan. This reflects the carefree attitude that Wit is regaining on this song. He won't let this loss get him down anymore. Then the track moves to a choir of auto-tuned voices that sing almost understandable words, but not quite. Even without knowing what's being said, it is clear that there's joy coming. Nothing, even the key of the song, will stop the choir of voices from rising up. Which brings us to the last 3 songs, some of the happiest on the album. Song 13, English. Just purely based on the quality of bars, I think English is the best song on the album. The rhythm structure, flow, and smooth transition between flows make it a fun listen, at least to me. Story-wise, this song is Wit coming into his own. He doesn't have to be like Young Love and have a cool persona. He can go back to school and still be cool. He can write a song about liking English, and that's okay. And that's really the message of the album. You can do what you want to do, and it's okay if people don't like it. It's still yours. Real quick, I wanted to mention my favorite part on the album. It's on this song. It's at 1 minute and 20 seconds in. In my verse there, the first letter of every word is the alphabet, so like A, B, C, D, and then that same thing backwards. And the instrumental is singing letters, and the letters actually spell my real name. It's like L-O-G-A-N-D-E-I-T-T, except there's no W, because the song is a W in itself. Thank you. Song 14, Choir. Choir starts off with a sample of a piano song written and performed by my friend David Christensen. The whole first part of this song is a sample that I chopped up. The choir is a vocal preset that I used, a vocal auto-tune. So all the sections where the choir sings is just me. The song starts off soft and then the beat comes in full. The lyrics are basically just Wit celebrating life and being happy that he's alive. The competition happened, but now it's over. At the end of the celebration, the chorus is repeated with the auto-tune choir and a solo vocal that soars over the top like a bird. It's probably one of the most beautiful sections of the album, and I really loved recording it. After that is the second part of the song, which is introduced with some deep choir samples, like doors slamming, random stuff, but it just sounds really deep and echoey. This eventually breaks down into the beat, but it comes back in, rapping again, and it's an extreme shift from the beginning of the song. Wit comes swinging at those who would attack his music. He knows that he's back in a place where he's excited to make music again, and he doesn't want anyone to take that away from him. During the rap section, the beat changes to 5/4 for a couple of bars, which is another one of my favorite parts. I'm nerdy about that kind of stuff. Then the song ends with the choir fading out, leading us to the final and longest song on the project. Song 15, 745 Again. The song 745 Again is 7 minutes and 45 seconds long. Hardy har har, yeah, it's really funny. There are 3 beat switches. This song is basically Little Wit addressing the world. The first section of the song deals with change. Wit says, you can make a change where you are. You don't need to skip school or be a problem in society, you can just make change. The second beat switch has Wit interpolating Kid Cudi's flow on Day and Night. The lyrics again discuss change, but this time specifically how to change things through music. Wit talks about writing and how hard it is to keep writing and not fall into basic potholes. This song does feel really long, and I don't think I would put anything out this long again, but I just like it still. I think people usually don't listen to stuff that is that long, but whatever. Anyways, after the second section, Wit makes his voice sound like an announcer, announcing himself winning the award of King of the Schoolyard. This leads into the chillest beat on the album probably, a lo-fi type beat that Little Wit sings his little thank you rap on. Thanks the audience for listening, invites them to go and make change, and he even makes it a little corny on purpose, just to get his audience's attention. And that's the end of the album. That was a lot. There are a couple more little things hidden on the album, but you'll have to find those yourself. I learned a lot from making this album. First, writing with a long stretching story by yourself is really hard. Although, even though there are plot holes and a lot of filler, I still feel like I did a pretty good job. I don't know, you might not think so, but whatever. Number 2, I learned how to do good vocal takes on this album. I did so many different styles and vibes of rapping and singing here that I just got used to recording and editing. Number 3, I also learned how to not hate my voice. I can listen to my songs without cringing, although I still can't listen to them with other people. Anyway, it's a process. My takeaway from this album is that I can make music. And I think what your takeaway from this video should be is that you can too. It's hard sometimes you feel like quitting, but it's possible. And that's what I learned from making this album.